The Great Roof Rescue. Donnie lived on a bright, sunny farm where every morning felt like a new adventure. His best friend wasn't a neighbor or a classmate, but a clever, energetic chicken named Coco. Together, they spent their hours racing through the tall, golden grass and exploring every corner of the barnyard. Their game of tag came to a sudden halt when a faint, high-pitched sound drifted through the air. It wasn't a cluck, and it certainly wasn't a bark. Donnie stopped and tilted his head, listening closely to the mysterious sound. Coco stood perfectly still, her head cocked to one side in curiosity. High above them, perched precariously on the very edge of the barn's steep roof, was a tiny orange kitten named Meow. She was trembling, her little paws gripping the shingles as she looked down at the long drop below. She let out another small, frightened cry for help. Donnie knew he had to act fast. He dragged a heavy wooden ladder from the shed and leaned it against the side of the barn. He climbed up a few rungs, but he quickly realized the problem. Even on his tiptoes, the ladder was much too short to reach the kitten. Coco stayed at the bottom, pacing back and forth anxiously. Donnie climbed down and tapped his chin, thinking hard. He didn't give up. He just needed a better plan. He ran to the porch and returned with a sturdy wicker basket and a very long, strong wooden pole. He began to tie the basket's handle to the end of the pole with some thick garden twine. "We need a way to make her feel safe," Donnie whispered to Coco. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a fresh, soft piece of bread. He carefully placed the bread inside the basket, making it look like a cozy little bed with a tasty snack waiting inside. Coco watched his every move, pecking the ground in support. With a steady breath, Donnie lifted the long pole high into the air. He guided the basket up the side of the barn until it rested right next to the shivering kitten. Meow sniffed the air, smelling the fresh bread. Slowly and cautiously, she stepped off the shingles and crawled into the center of the basket. Donnie's muscles tensed as he held the pole steady. Very slowly and very carefully, he began to lower the basket down toward the ground. He didn't want to startle the kitten. Coco stood right where the basket was going to land, acting as a feathered landing guide to make sure everything stayed balanced. As soon as the basket touched the soft grass, Meow leaped out and landed with a tiny thump. Donnie dropped the pole and scooped the kitten up into his arms. He gave her a giant, warm hug, feeling her tiny heart stop racing as she began to purr. "You're safe now, Meow," he said with a smile. From that day forward, the farm felt even more lively. Donnie had two best friends to go on adventures with. While Donnie planned their next big game, Coco and Meow often took naps together in the sun, proving that a brave boy, a clever chicken, and a lucky kitten made the perfect team.